Hello, guys. I'm here to wrap up our reading. Unit 6, The Physics of Fun, Reading 2, Summer Fun Under Scrutiny. So, in our previous lesson, we read about how unfortunate roller coaster accidents happened uh, while on rides and while operating these rides. In one particular case, um, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on your position, um, the ride itself was no safety hazard. The ride was okay. The problem rise from human component. Human aspect was the problem that led to this freak accident. But still, people were worried about these type of accidents. Well, the reading goes on to say how these roller coasters, they've been improving. They've been roller coasters and these theme parks have been competing with each other to bring us better, faster, and more sophisticated roller coaster rides. So, and that's where we pick up our reading. After reading how these roller coasters have become much faster, much taller, and much sophisticated. And let's delve right in. It's on page 91 of your textbook. It's no wonder that critics and safety advocates worry about the trauma caused by traveling at such speeds. So we read about in our previous passage, in a paragraph, we read about how some of these roller coasters at super speed is really fast, and these led to the fact that uh, critics, people who are against, who are very cautious about these roller coaster rides, and people who advocate safety, who believes that safety is very important, and to these people, it's worrisome, about these. Well, one group of people are really excited about these newly improved roller coasters, but these people, more conservative group of people, they are worried about it. And it's no wonder, I mean, it's not, you know, um, no, so it's not surprising that these group of people, particular people, they worry about trauma, that could be caused by traveling at this speed, at this fast speed. Douglas Smith, a University of Pennsylvania neurologist, conducted tests in 2003 to analyze how a person's head rotates while on a ride. So apparently, a doctor who studies and treats our nerve system, and our brain is part of our nervous system. Uh, and this particular guy, he conducted tests to see how these roller coaster rides may affect person. How our human head, they turn, they rotate during while on a ride. It's a rotation of the head along with the excessive speeding up and slowing down. That's the main cause of brain injury. Um, I believe that Douglas Smith, he conducted this particular test because rotation of the head is one of the primarily factor that leads to brain injury. And these rotation that occurs while on these excessive, very, too much speeding up, too much slowing down, and these type of rotation, especially, during car accidents, these are the type of speeding really fast and slowing down, and during these instances, there are brain injuries that may occur. And he found that people's head rotation and acceleration and deceleration while on rides were not at levels that would cause brain injury. So interesting fact is that, well, while these speeding too much, speeding too fast and slowing down too fast, suddenly that rotates people's head, and that causes brain injury. That could cause brain injury. But while he was doing a study, tests on these roller coaster rides, this is what he found. So we have a conjunction that, and these are the from here to here. That's what he found. What he found was people's head rotation and acceleration and deceleration while on rides. So during these roller coaster rides, these head rotations were not at levels, what levels that would cause brain injury. So there are levels of these acceleration and deceleration, speeding up too fast and slowing down too suddenly would cause brain injury. But the rides at roller coasters are not that at that level that might cause such injury. Since then, from the time he did his tests, he repeated the study. Obviously, if he's a true scientist, we need to repeat our experiment, our study test to see if we get the same result. And initial data supported his first finding. So the data that he received from his tests, his repeated tests, that verified the findings uh, that he had from the initial tests in 2003. Yet, doctors will continue to issue warnings, as will riders who have experienced injury firsthand. Still, doctors will still, they will be telling us, they will be issue warnings, will be cautioning us as well. It's not just doctors, but the riders also. And what riders? Riders who have experienced injury firsthand, meaning person who've actually been involved in these roller coaster accidents. So not just only doctors, but also riders will continue to say that these roller coasters could harm us. It could be dangerous, despite the fact that we have claimed that roller coasters are not that really dangerous, doesn't really harm our our body. A recent article in Popular Mechanics links roller coaster riding with hearing loss. So this particular magazine we covered earlier, and this particular magazine had a specific article that deals with the fact that roller coasters um, could or will. I haven't read this article, so I don't know what type of position that this article is on, but it is some way, shape or form is connected to hearing loss, the loss of the ability to hear sounds. One doctor whose patient turned his head during a ride and suffered an eardrum blasting pressure explained. So this particular doctor explained the following. And what kind of doctor is he? He's a doctor. He's a one particular doctor who had a patient, and this particular patient had suffered eardrum blasting pressure, and then there was a sudden, impact on his ear. Um, I don't know how extent his injury is, but he suffered this particular um, injury. You know, pressure, having too much pressure or noise, or particular force on top of gained on top of our ears will cause an eardrum blasting pressure. So this particular patient suffered this injury while on ride, while he was turning his head during a ride. He wasn't looking forward in one particular moment. Well, the doctor who treated this particular patient, he said that the faster the ride moves and the larger in change in altitude, the higher the force that is applied to the air. So if the roller coaster goes too fast, if it goes faster, and if the change of the altitude, if um, rapidly goes up into the air or rapidly comes down to the ground, the bigger that these changes are, the higher the force, the bigger the force will be that is applied to the air, that pressures our air, resulting in these eardrum blasting pressure. That is why he now recommends that people look straight ahead while riding roller coasters. So, while riding roller coasters, this particular doctor he cautions the people that while we are riding roller coasters, we should look straight ahead. We should not turn our heads. We should not turn our head to sideways. We need to look forward in order to protect our ears. However, Brian Pfister, a biomedical engineer at New Jersey Science and Technology University, conducted a study that found the effect on the head during a roller coaster ride to be similar to the wallops one receives while pillow fighting or playing sports. However, so we have one doctor, he's very cautious about the potential injury that people could have while riding a ride. But according to a biomedical engineer, Brian Pfister, he also conducted a study. Um, and we have study, and this particular study found the effect on the hearing during a roller coaster ride to be similar to the wallops one we see while pillow fighting or playing sports. So he conducted a study, and what is this particular study? Is these are the following within these brackets. So this is not a conjunction that this is a relative pronoun, kind of explaining what this particular study is. And this guy conducted a study, and this particular study was something that the study that found the effect on the head. So he tested, he did a study about the effect on the head during while a roller coaster ride, and effect on the head to be similar to the wallops one receives while pillow fighting or playing sports. So he conducted a study, and that that particular study found the effect on the head, and this particular effect on the head occurs during roller coaster ride, and this particular effect on the head, he according to his study, is similar to the wallops one receives while pillow fighting or playing sports. So it's part of our daily routine. These kind of minor accidents could happen in our normal daily life. So these roller coaster rides are not that different from our our norms. These minor injuries that could occur. With his findings, he questions whether the accidents from roller coasters are a real threat or a freak occurrence. So, um, his findings, Brian Pfister's findings, his conclusion, his discovery, the his discovery that that was given to us, um, he still questions whether the accidents that we see, we hear from the roller coasters, is it real threat? I mean, are roller coasters really dangerous, or is it freak occurrence, just things that unfortunate happenings that just happen? So that's his question. He still remains with this particular question. But we see a pattern here there was two particular study being conducted um, in relation to these roller coaster rides, and both say that they're not that severe. They're not really that big of a deal. Um, while on the other side, without actually conducting these experiments, well, from their experiences and while treating another group of people, they are very cautious about these roller coaster rides. It's no question. It's no question that accidents from roller coasters can be serious and even fatal, and that the public and the amusement parks themselves can benefit from a serious look at ride regulations and requirements. So it's no question. So these are following here. Uh, from here, it's no question, meaning it's obvious one. It's a fact that accidents, that results from these roller coasters, they are serious. They are the real deal. They're not just fairy tales. It's not make up believe. It is reality. And some of these accidents, even they are fatal. They are deadly. They can kill people, and they have. The public and the amusement parks themselves can benefit from a serious look at ride regulations and requirements. I mean, we all can benefit, including the people who benefit from uh, selling these tickets to these rides. We all can benefit. Everyone can benefit being cautious, being serious about safety requirements. The future is only going to bring more innovative design and more pulse pumping rides. Um, as technology improves, as we've seen in the earlier part of the passage, we're going to get more improved. We'll be pushing our limits. We'll be wanting more, thrill out of these rides. So if the roller coasters will become, it will look more dangerous than ever before with these, improvements in our technology and advancements that have been made in the field of science. And for every new roller coaster, there's likely to be a line of eager riders wrapping around the corner. So uh, every one roller coaster being introduced to us, there will be line of people just lining up to take on these ride. Wrapping around the corner kind of explains how long these lines could be. It's long enough that it will just wrap around. It will just extend to the fact that it will just go around, wrap around the corner. Okay, so do you think you'll be one of these eager riders out there to take on these new adventures? Okay, so this concludes our reading, and let's let's. I would like to conclude um, with some comprehension questions. So let's do 5 of these true and false questions. I would like you to pause this video for a minute or two till you complete these questions. Okay. So if you're done, if you're ready to check the answers, here we go. Number 1. The world's fastest roller coaster moves at higher speeds than a Boeing jet. A Boeing jet is a commercial airplane. Is it true or false? That's right. It's false. Yes. It is indeed very fast. It's very close, in fact, but still, it is slightly, slower, slightly by not much slower than, you know, than a Boeing jet. Okay, number 2. New York State law requires that ride operators be at least 16 years of age. Is it true or false? That's right. It's false again. The New York State law requires ride operators to be at least 18 years of age. That's the legal adult age. Okay, number three. According to Douglas Smith's 2003 findings, ride acceleration and deceleration were not at levels that would cause brain injury. Is this true or false? Yes, you're right again. It's true. Yes, they are true. Number four. Abu Dhabi's Formula Rosa is the steepest roller coaster in the world. Is it true or false? It's a bit tricky, but the answer is false. It's not the steepest roller coaster. The steepest roller coaster goes to um, one in Japan, but this particular ride in Abu Dhabi is the fastest roller coaster in the world. Okay, last one, number five. An investigation into the accident that occurred on the Ride of Steel revealed that ride operators had not followed safety regulations. True or false? Yes, that's right. It's true. These particular ride operators, they did not follow safety protocols, which led to this particular freak accident. Well, that concludes our class for the day, and that wraps up our Unit 6, the Physics of Fun, Summer Fun Under Scrutiny. I hope you all uh, have a great day, and I hope to see you soon. Bye, everyone.